If you've been saying, I need to get back into routine for the longest time, but you're still not in routine, you've made no progress, you keep falling off the wagon, you're going really hard and then you burn out, or you keep getting yourself into the mindset of, I'll just try again next Monday. This video is going to be perfect for you. I'm going to level with you here and be really honest. You're probably trying to do way too much, way too fast, and set very unrealistic expectations for yourself. These unrealistic expectations and standards are impossible to achieve, so you just keep falling at the first hurdle essentially. So in today's video, I'm going to explain why you're struggling, what you're getting wrong about getting into routine, and then 7 foundational habits that are going to help you finally stay consistent in a routine so that you can begin to see some meaningful progress and be very proud of yourself for all the hard work you put in. Before we get into those stages, hello, my name is Ailish. I am a women's online health and fitness coach. I'm also the founder of the Wellness Club. We are a women's online lifestyle transformation service. How much information should I share about us right now? I don't want to scare you away. I have a degree in food science, a master's in nutritional science. I've got my level 3 PT. And for a little bit more background, my motto in life is find joy in the journey. I think that health should be fun. I think that it should be whimsical. I think that it should make you happy. I think that it's very fun and sexy to lose weight. I think that it's hilarious and amazing to build strength. I do not think that anything to do with your wellness should be a punishment. Some people see it that way, and if you want to be shouted at, and if you want to really kind of like berate yourself, and you want to talk down negatively to yourself, and you want to have that kind of experience, leave this video right now because you are not going to get this here. This is a little bit off piece because it's not in me notes or anything, but I just feel like it's relevant and useful, you know? Just because if you don't like the way that I do health, then like I said, it's best to leave. Or if you do like the way that I do health and you're like, that is for me, then you're going to know faster, right? So this morning I went on my hot girl walk to get my steps in. I've got a step goal. I'm currently pregnant. So my health goals right now are just focused on being like the healthiest, strongest version of myself that I can be for like birth and postpartum. I come home from my hot girl walk, have a shower, put some makeup on so I can feel cute. I'm listening to Art Pop by Lady Gaga. I have my pink Stanley cup filled with my hydration. And then before I went to film this video, I went and grabbed an iced latte. And like all of that was done before 8:30 in the morning when I started work. So early, productive, happy, joyful. Like being fit and healthy is so fun. None of that was a pain. None of that was a grind. That was just joyous. And so the foundations of what we do at the Wellness Club is help you build a routine that you genuinely enjoy and that works for your lifestyle, whether you're traveling for work, whether you have to commute, whether you work from home, or whatever your individual circumstances are, because this very strong baseline routine is necessary if you have a really amazing big physical goal. You want to lose a lot of fat, or you want to completely transform your physique and build some insane strength and some insane muscle, or whether you want to get into running, run a half marathon, run a full marathon, do your first ever high rocks, start doing CrossFit, or just generally do more hybrid style training, or push yourself, like push your performance for enjoyment, which is what we support you doing at the Wellness Club. But you need the foundations first. So we help you build the foundations and we help push you. But I wanted to share with you that I think that a healthy lifestyle should be freaking fun, and that if you want to achieve a really big goal, you need a solid foundation first, unless it's never going to happen. Because physical goals, performance goals, all those goals, they are hard. I'm not going to lie to you, they're very hard to achieve, but they can be enjoyable and they can be fun. I literally planned this video to not be too long, and I've just went off on a spiel, but I hope that was helpful. Moving into section 1 of the video, why you're struggling right now. And to simplify it all, it's got nothing to do with willpower, and it's got nothing to do with motivation. You are overwhelmed. You're overwhelming yourself. You're overwhelming yourself, and you need to stop it, please. I know your type. You make this big list of things to do on a Sunday. You kind of plan out everything in your routine, and you're like, right, tomorrow is the day, let's get it. And then like, you know that it's gonna happen anyway, but like work gets busy, you've got a social occasion, something comes up, you have a lie-in because you have a late night because a project longer than you expected, and then halfway through the week you can't handle it anymore, so it goes. Or maybe you have a little bit paralysis analysis. I struggle with this a lot, in that there is so much to do. Like, you realize the gravity of how much you need to actually get done, and so you can't pick one thing to do because it's so overwhelming, so you just pick nothing at all. Not particularly related to like getting into routine to lose weight, but like I'm obviously having a baby and I'm going on to maternity leave. So yesterday, like I've got so much work to do. There is so much work for us to do. And like I just I was frozen. I was paralysis analysis. And I was just literally like, very stressed, very overwhelmed. I wrote it all out on a piece of paper. I got a notepad and I wrote everything out that was crowding my brain. And I'm like, right, prioritize. Girl, not everything needs to be done today. What can be done today? So you are probably doing the same thing with your fitness routine, because of course I'm going to go through 7 things later to get in place, but obviously there is quite a lot. You've got to juggle quite a lot to get into routine, so it's a lot. And then if you are just completely very far away from that, it's going to take you a long time. It's going to take a lot of work and it's going to take a lot of effort to get there. So you kind of prevent yourself from even starting, because it does feel like a big task, but it's manageable. And if you break it into small chunks, you can get there in 1 or 2 months. Little by little, you can completely transform your lifestyle. Another thing that you might struggle with is that you don't think of little small habits that can keep you grounded or give you some sense of like routine, even when everything all goes to pot. It has to be all or nothing, or you have to be kind of going in. So for me, I've got a step goal at the moment, but if I wasn't able to achieve that for whatever reason, a walk would do. And if I can't go on a long walk, then 2-minute walk would do. And then in my mind, I'm staying consistent, and it's something. And because something is always better than nothing, because it gives you that momentum to keep on going, because you don't feel like you're picking up from zero. So yeah, the reason that you're struggling is because you need to find a rhythm that works with your life, not against it. Your life is just going to be like this forever. You are never going to have like a straightforward linear journey. It's actually, I'm doing this, that's wrong. It's actually more like blah, 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 blah. And you just kind of have to be able to go with the flow. So you are struggling for one of those reasons, or maybe all of them. And heading into section 2, what you're currently getting wrong about routine is, number 1, probably focusing on other people and their routine. So you just need to stop that right now. Well, she's going to the gym like every day, and she's getting all of her steps in, and like she's meal prepping every meal, so like that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, well, what the fuck, it doesn't matter what she's doing. Like, is she you? Does she have your genetics? Does she have your life? Does she have your house? Is she literally a carbon copy of you? Probably not. So it doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. Nice to aspire to that, like, because go her, good for her, that's nice. But like, where are you right now? Because if you are thinking, I have this big performance goal that I want to achieve, or I have this big weight loss goal that I want to achieve, so I need to go to the gym 5 times a week, but you're currently going to the gym 0 times a week, do you think you can just have a 500% improvement in that area in a week? Come on, you are very, very clever. I know that you know that that's like unrealistic. You don't need to be going to the gym every day to be consistent. Once a week is consistency. And you know, when you do something and you do it consistently, and you feel the benefits of it, and it doesn't stress you out or overwhelm you, it is so rewarding. So you get to a point internally where you're like, I want more of this. So if you're consistent with that one workout for 2 weeks, you're like, do you know what? Like, I want more of this. I know where I can squeeze it in. Let's go for 2. After a month, you're already at 3. And after 2 months, you're already at 5, by which point you can push for that initial goal. So yeah, you probably think that to be consistent, you need to jump in at the deep end. That's incorrect. You might also think that being healthy means cutting everything out that's unhealthy, or, you know, going for the healthy alternatives. Do you know what really pisses me off? Healthy desserts. Do you want to just piss right off? Because why would I want to eat a healthy dessert? Like, I want my brownie to be as gooey and fudgy and calorific as a brownie can be, because if it's not, then like that's gonna just really disappoint me in my taste buds. But let's just use this very handy example. I have an iced latte here. Now, regardless of whether I'm in a fat loss phase to be snatched, or whether I'm just doing my day-to-day enjoyable life, I will have an iced latte with full fat milk, and I'll have a tiny little bit of sugar syrup. It has to be enough that I can get a little bit of sweetness, but not too much that it's like overpowering. So I am having 100, 150 calories on an iced latte in a day. Am I going to cut that out and just have an Americano for 0 calories or a different drink for 50 calories because I'm trying to be healthy or I'm trying to lose weight? No, because that's unrealistic. And removing something that I genuinely enjoy, that brings me joy in my life, is going to make me not want to live that lifestyle, to not live that healthy lifestyle. So you kind of have to prioritize the things in your life that you love. For me, that's like iced lattes and chocolate. That's it. As long as I've got those bad boys, everything else I can kind of adjust. So number 1, you're thinking that you need to be consistent right at the top. Number 2, you are going along a cut it out method of things as opposed to what can I keep in that brings me joy and what can I change around that. And finally, you've probably said to yourself, I need to be more disciplined. Now, interestingly here, I've obviously said that I'm a bring you joy kind of girl. Like, you need to actually love what you're doing. So where does discipline fit into this? Because is discipline not shouty and kind of like like angry? Is that aligned with my view or not? Discipline is really important. We do need to be disciplined, but I think sometimes you might have the wrong end of the stick when it comes to discipline. You are doing it in a tell yourself off manner as opposed to having the discipline for the things you need to do to achieve your goal. I guess discipline could be a really long video, but I'm not going to go in too much depth here. But what I do want to say when it comes to discipline is, obviously, when you wake up in the morning and your brain says, I can't be bothered to go for a walk, you need to have the discipline to overcome that. But you don't need to have the discipline to wake up and say, right, 5 workouts this week, cut out chocolate and cut out everything else in my life and go extreme. That's incorrect discipline. That's punishment. Whereas correct discipline is like, this is my goal, this is what I enjoy doing, this is my healthy lifestyle, fucking do it. You know, it's not punishing yourself. So yes, motivation is unreliable. Please don't wait for it. You're never going to be motivated enough to meal prep, go to the gym from 0 to 100 and discipline yourself into subservience to your goal. And you only need to do a few things well. Like, you just need to do a little bit consistently to get the ball rolling. I can't stress that enough, because progress doesn't come from intensity, it comes from consistency, and you need to get the ball rolling to get the consistency rolling. Now let's get into 7 foundations of you building a healthy and consistent routine. Finally, number 1 would be daily movement. Exercise is a keystone habit. What this means is it works as like a domino. So it's the first domino that falls. As you get your exercise, your daily movement consistent, clink, everything else falls into place. You're more tired of an evening, so you sleep more. You want to nourish yourself more. You want to have protein. You want to fuel your body, and it all just goes like ding, 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 and it sets off the domino chain. So daily movement as a priority. This could look like a 1-minute walk to get consistent, or it could look like 2 gym sessions and then a walk on those other days. It could look like 60 seconds of breathing, just getting into a routine, some breathing exercises, some core, a 1-minute plank. Like, it doesn't need to be crazy or fancy, just building daily movement. Number 2 is balanced meals. I really can't stress this enough. You are going to have so much more longer term success if you focus on what it takes to have a healthy, sustainable lifestyle, instead of thinking, right, calorie target, super low calorie, super high protein, meal planned, perfection. What's going to last you the longest is if your default is, how can I create a nourishing, balanced meal? Because if you have nutrient dense plate of food with a source of complex carbs, with a range of fats, healthy fats, a source of protein and fiber and produce as your baseline, you're going to be giving your body what it needs to be fueled optimally, which is just going to help your mindset. It's going to help your body feel good, and that lays the foundation for you kind of making those other tweaks and going into a deficit. The second thing that you need to get into place is just focusing on balanced meals, healthy balanced meals, and that could be 1 a day and work up from that. Number 3 would be hydration. Come on girls, like, it doesn't have to be just plain water. You can have juice, tea counts. Actually, the hydration in the food that you eat counts as well. So like cucumbers, that's hydrating you. Stupid, simple, repeated all the time, but like, I can't tell you how much hydration matters. Like, even in your skin, right? Your skin is more plump and glowing when you're drinking a lot of water. Your skin gets a little like withered and dry when you're not drinking enough. Like everything else, like you know the benefits of hydration. I don't need to tell them to you, but I have a cold cup with lots of ice, and I have cherries and berry squash, and I'm currently, obviously, like I need to drink a lot of water right now, but I'm easily getting 3 to 4 liters a day. This amniotic fluid isn't gonna flush itself out, you know. Okay, so the fourth thing that we need in place, which actually could probably be number one, because this is actually, in my opinion, the most important foundation, but that is restorative sleep. So that's 8 hours of sleep, which probably means 9 hours of sleep opportunity, and that is in a good sleep environment with a good bedtime routine. Now that's a lot to kind of get into place, so don't just think, God, right, I need to sleep for 9 hours and have a good bedtime routine. Let's start one thing at a time, but you need 8 hours of sleep to function optimally. That means hormonally, that means for fat loss. So if you're sleeping 6 hours a night, you're gonna have a harder time losing fat than somebody who's sleeping 8 hours a night. Why is that? Because your body isn't able to heal properly overnight. It's not able to regulate. So your hormones, your ghrelin and your leptin, they aren't being regulated efficiently or effectively. Your muscles aren't able to heal from workouts as efficiently and effectively. Basically, everything that you need to thrive isn't happening. So you are either going to see no progress or slow progress. Sleep is so important. Please don't discount it. You need to be asleep for 8 hours, but that doesn't mean spending 8 hours in bed, because you know you don't fall asleep straight away, and you know that you probably wake up and you have sleep cycles. If you give yourself 9 hours in bed, you're probably going to get 8 hours of sleep. Number 5 is a routine anchor. So I mentioned kind of 4 core basics that are essential and necessary, but a routine anchor can be very, very helpful to put in place as a starting point. So a routine anchor could be making your bed, or it could be having your morning coffee while reading a book, or it could be going on that morning walk, or it could be that daily movement. Like a routine anchor is kind of one of those keystone habits where it's something positive. It has a link to self-development and making you feel good, but also when you're really overwhelmed, it's easy to keep in place. So like, for example, making your bed does take less than 30 seconds if you're not going to go all out just to like shake the duvet and make it neat. That little thing is just a little bit of proof in your brain that no matter how overwhelmed you are, how busy you are able to do something for yourself. You are able to maintain consistency. So an anchor can be really helpful for when you inevitably have busy weeks. Ooh. The sixth important thing that you would probably need to have and build a consistent routine, because I can guarantee you before I say this, as soon as I say this, you know that this is the reason that you struggle. You need to have healthy stress management, because you know about daily movement, you know about balanced meals, you know about sleep, you know about hydration, you know them so much, and you know about stress management, but you know that the reason that you never maintain your unrealistic routine is because A, the routine itself stresses you out, but B, your life stresses you out, and you don't have a positive way of dealing with that stress. I know that it's very easy to sit and scroll. I do it myself, or like any kind of unproductive method of managing stress. Like you might be somebody who sits and watch Netflix and scrolls, and like we've all done it, I do it. But like that is so fucking bad for our brains, and it's a terrible way to regulate. So when you are in that kind of heightened, anxious, stressed state, you're obviously not going to want to do anything wellnessy or joyful. You are going to find that negative and so much effort, etc., etc. Ways to manage stress can be talking to somebody, voice noting your stress and then deleting it, or journaling, breath work, going on a walk. But like, you need to be able to manage your stress, because if you are unable to manage your stress, you're really going to struggle to stick to a routine. And just notice your unhealthy habits, your unhealthy stress habits, and don't judge them. You know, like they like, there's no such thing as a bad habit in my opinion, and the reason for that is all habits are just developed to help you through whatever you were going through in that period of time. So they were your mind's way of coping with something. So yes, we have all developed bad habits, or habits that are not productive to the goals that we have right now. But when we think about the goals that, or the place that we were in when those bad habits developed, we can see like, oh, you know, lots of work going on, breakup, moved country, stress. So my brain got kind of like addicted to scrolling as a way to self-soothe. So like, actually, how can I be mad at myself for that? And it's totally okay to say, you know, this habit doesn't serve me anymore. Wow, that was some serendipitous timing, because as I was talking about stress, the internal temperature of the camera got too hot and it closed the camera down, and I was like, oh, that's inconvenient. So I just took the camera into the bedroom and got the hairdryer on the cold setting and then blowed on it, and now we're back. That was fine. Minor inconvenience in my day. Dealt with that very well. Manage your stress, my friends. Love you so much, and I believe in you. And finally, the 7th thing that is super duper duper important for you to actually finally get into routine and be consistent as hell is having a weekly accountability touch point, or even a daily accountability touch point. You need accountability. Whether this is a friend, a group chat, a journal, a habit tracker, some kind of fitness tracker, or an online coach, doesn't really matter what you use. All of these methods work. It just depends on your particular circumstance. If you aren't tracking data, and if you aren't reviewing the data, how the fuck do you know what's working for you or not? Because you've probably had some form of higher education, and you've definitely done schooling, but obviously you did higher education, you had a tutor or lecturers, and you were set modules and work to do. Some of you are proper freaks and probably just, no offense, but probably just did your tasks like as soon as they were set. Love that for you, could never be me. Whereas I was held accountable by the deadlines, by the lecturer saying, right, so have you done X, Y, Z? Having that person there, having that accountability there, meant that somebody was watching and paying attention and tracking my progress. So if you're just kind of going in the way you have been going, all or nothing, giving it a go every week, not tracking it at all and not reflecting on it, this is probably one of the main reasons that you're stuck. So get a habit tracker or inquire to work with us at the Wellness Club and see how we could help you, seriously. So there we go, that's everything. Now you don't need to go and nail all 7 of those things from tomorrow. If that's what you are going to take away from this video, watch it again, because obviously that's completely besides the point of everything that I've just went through. Pick one thing, maybe 2 things. Pick one thing and then staying accountable, unless the staying accountable thing is the thing that you're going to like habit track or journal, or set a reminder on your phone to just say, right, what did I do this week? Where did I go wrong, etc. Because that is literally the magic secret. It's secret sexy sauce. It's the most unglamorous sauce of them all. But if you can give yourself 1 to 3 months to build up teeny, pointlessly tiny, that you're like, why would I bother doing something so stupidly small? Well, the reason that you would bother doing something so stupidly small is to actually finally get into bloody routine. I've actually made a free printable habit checklist with everything on here, like in a little PDF, 2-page PDF. The link to download it is below, so if you want that, you can grab it. And like I said, if you are curious to see how we help women get into routine so that they can get that ultimate goal achieved, please inquire or drop us a message on Instagram, send us a voice note, let us know where you're at, and I would be happy to guide you any way that I can. Anyways, that's everything from me today. You've got this. I believe in you. Let's go. See you in the next video.